What up, it's Red, and this is the best and worst parts of Verruct. Top 5 best and top 5 worst things that were introduced in World at War Verruct, or Verruct is what I've always called it. I know it's called Verruct, but if I say Verruct, you guys know what I mean, just because, I don't know, Verruct just sounds like a more casual American name, I guess. I don't know, maybe not. But saying Verruct is like a little bit more, like it's a little tougher to do, you know. I don't know what I'm talking about, but there were some really good introductions into this map. There was a lot of great things introduced. There wasn't too many bad things, really. I mean, the bad things that I have aren't really that bad. I mean, maybe there's something that's like awful that they had that I just kind of forgot about, but yeah, overall, mostly good things coming from this map. So number 5 on the list of things we don't like is I actually don't like how there's 2 rooms. A lot of people might really like that whole thing and thought it was really creative and stuff. I don't really see the point of it because, you know, in solo or with 2 people, it's just a lot of, we got this room. I didn't want this room. I have to restart. So maybe if you were able to pick your room that you started in the lobby, like maybe you could switch teams or whatever, and everybody could pick which room they wanted to be in. I think that would have been really cool because, you know, mostly it's just, you know, you 2 wait in here while us 2 go around and turn on the power, and then you guys can come with us, and then we'll run back over to the kitchen area where the speed cola is, and we'll camp in the speed cola room since that one barrier in the speed cola room doesn't work unless you have the right side of the map opened up where the Thompson is. That was always the strategy we did, so the people on the quick revive side didn't need to open up any doors, they just waited there. So the 2 rooms idea, it was innovative, but I just really didn't care for that whole idea. The number 5 spot on my list, and you might be surprised that it's number 5. You might think, oh, this should be higher up, but it's the power switch. The power switch is something that's been in most of the maps. It wasn't in Shinonuma, Origins, or Mob of the Dead, so I think towards the end of Black Ops 2, they're kind of like coming up with, let's see what else we can do besides power. But I really do like the original power switch idea. It's pretty cool. But I also kind of like the Origins thing of capturing bases, and you get all 6 of them, and you get Pack-a-Punch and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. The Mob of the Dead system's alright, I guess. But having to find the power and turn that on to activate all the stuff in the map was, it's just always a classic. Number 4 for what we don't like is the characters. And I like that they introduced characters in Verruct, but they didn't really introduce like an actual cast of characters like Shinonuma did. I mean, it is a step up from Noct, where we just kind of had soldiers that didn't talk or do anything like that. I mean, the Verruct characters are pretty cool, I guess. They bring back a lot of memories, and they're just kind of the first characters that they actually put in there. But there wasn't really any story to them or anything like that. They were just kind of characters that talk sometimes. They said the same lines over and over. I'm not saying the new characters don't say the same lines over and over, but these characters, they all kind of sounded really similar. And the idea of putting characters in zombies was a really good idea. It just wasn't really executed in the right way. Number 4 on the things that we do like is a moving box. A box that can move around, not just in one spot. And the box on this map was actually pretty unique for a few reasons. One, there was no light that could show you where it was, so you kind of had to run around and look for it and everything, which is kind of annoying, but, you know, kind of kept you on your toes running around the map, seeing where you could go. And another thing is, it would never go, I don't know if this is on the Black Ops version, but I know in World at War, the box would never go anywhere that you hadn't had unlocked. So if you don't have it unlocked, the box will not go there until you unlock it. Also, the box is on the ground. It's not like on a little thing of cinder blocks or anything. It's just sitting right on the ground, and there's like a little pile of like dust or dirt or whatever with a teddy bear sitting on there. So it looks a little different in Verruct. It's pretty unique, and I liked how they introduced the moving box. Because can you imagine if like Transit or like any of these giant maps, there was like only one box spot? Like, no, I like that they started moving the box around. Number 3 on the things we don't like is actually one specific gun, and that's the Springfield. Like, why exactly is the Springfield in here? It doesn't even do as much damage as the like Kar 98 or the Ariska, so I don't really know why they added it. It's just kind of, I mean, it's kind of a cool weapon if it did the same damage and everything, and I mean, there was really just no point in adding it, because you can actually get all the wall guns out of the box in World at War. So this was just another gun that you kind of had to avoid in the box. And although it's not too big a deal, like I said, there's not really anything in Verruct that I can think of right now anyway that was just absolutely terrible that I did not like. Number 3 thing that we do like is Betties. Betties were added in Verruct, and now we have claymores and all sorts of cool stuff. And bouncing Betties were really pretty great because you just sat them down, they jumped up, and they blew out in every single direction, and it was really cool. I also like claymores. Not sure which one I really like better, but both of them are very, very useful, and they're always one of the first things I buy, especially like right when I go up there. Grab me an MP40 and some bouncing Betties, and that's how you start out your Verruct game. Number 2 thing we don't like is the whole, deployable stuff. You can get a deployable bar, you can get a deployable MG42, you can get 2 MG42s, one that's not deployable and one that's deployable, and they share the same ammo. You can get 2 bars at the same time, one that's deployable, non-deployable. Like, what's this whole deployable thing? You can't even deploy it anywhere. Like, I don't even think it does anything. I don't think it helps any of your stats on the gun at all. I think it's just, deployable. Just puts the name right out there, deployable. It doesn't do anything. I kind of wish it did do something. I'm thinking that they kind of like had this deployable idea when Verruct was first being developed, and then they're like, wait, I don't think this will really work that well, so we'll kind of scrap the idea. But in World at War multiplayer, if you put a bipod on your gun, you could deploy it in several different spots. And when you shot it, it would, of course, give you a lot less recoil, and it would only burn up half your ammo. So if you shot one bullet, it would only take up half an actual bullet of your ammo. So you could only be using half the ammo whenever you shot. So it was a pretty cool feature. I'd be interested to see how they would incorporate it in zombies, making some certain spots where you could use it and, reserve your ammo a little bit. Like maybe in some camping spots or something, you could use one of these deployable things. It would really help out your team to deploy a gun and camp right there. Number 2 on the things that we do like is traps. Now, electric traps were pretty cool. I didn't really like how they kind of you couldn't just run around the map in a circle and turn on an electric trap and everybody behind you would die. You kind of had to barricade yourself in a little area. There's 2 electric traps, and if you wanted to turn one on and kill a bunch of zombies, you had to run inside the little area that it was in and wait there for them to be electrocuted for 20 seconds or however long to turn on. It doesn't seem like a very long time. So the placement of them on Verruct was pretty bad, but the actual idea of them is really good because on high rounds, those things will save your life because you'll have a ton of points on high rounds. Points is not an issue. You'll just be able to burn all the zombies with those insta-kill electric traps, which is a great idea, and I wish they'd add them back. They added a couple of them back in Mob of the Dead, but I don't know how many more times they're going to bring them back, but I really do like traps. Before we get into the 2 number 1s, I have 4 honorable mentions. I have the PPSH, which was an amazing gun. I'm so glad they added that in Verruct. That's the first wonder weapon ever right there. The PPSH is so good. I have so many memories with that awesome gun. I wish they would have brought it back in Black Ops 1 for the original zombie maps, but you can really only play with it in World at War, which is a shame. And I don't know why they didn't bring back the PPSH in Origins. What? You're bringing back all these awesome World at War weapons, and you're not going to bring back the PPSH? What's up with that? Next honorable mention is the whole barrier in the Speed Cola room in World at War. The Speed Cola room had a barrier that would not open. I think I said this earlier in the video, but it won't open unless you have that the door next to Speed Cola where the bouncing Betties kind of are. That door has to be open in order for zombies to actually go through that one barrier right behind Speed Cola. So if you had the door to the kitchen open, you could actually camp in that Speed Cola room without having to worry about anybody coming through that barrier right there, which made for a really good camping spot because somebody could watch the window in the kitchen and then you would shoot down that little alleyway towards the power room, and then you'd have a lot of room to back up if you needed to. So it was really nice to camp there in World at War. But sadly, it was patched in Black Ops 1, so what can you do? Third honorable mention is multiples on the wall. So you have 2 trench guns. I think there might have been 2 STGs. The STGs was a pretty cool weapon, especially in Deriz. Just get double tap, pack a punch it, sit up on the catwalk, run down, get ammo. But yeah, it was also really good in Verruct as well. And it made a great addition to zombies. Never really used it much in Origins, but hey, it's there, right? The PPSH isn't even there. There was a lot of multiples on the walls in Mob of the Dead as well, like the Uzi, but just, you know, having multiple of one single thing on the wall, like there was like a whole bunch, like 3 spots to get steel hand grenades or however you say it, and then there was 2 Betty spots and just lots of different multiples of wall guns. The last honorable mention is the first Alanis Sigmund song for zombies. So Lullaby for a Dead Man was not a really great song, but it did get us started, so I thought I'd throw it in as an honorable mention. The number one worst thing about Verruct is the stupid glass that you have to like go around and break. Like there's these little glass panels that you can't resist but to just knife them all. And there's so many of them everywhere. You just got to knife them out. And it's just such a hassle. I absolutely hate that. Makes Verruct a terrible map because of the stupid glass panels you got to knife out everywhere. Anyway, for the number one thing that we do like, I'm sure you guys know what it is, and that is perks. Perk-a-Cola. Take a tug on that sweet, sweet jug, you know. Juggernog, Speed Cola, Double Tap, and Quick Revive. Now, a lot of people give Double Tap crap because they waste your ammo, but it's really good. You didn't actually see me use Double Tap in this gameplay because I thought Mule Kick would be a little more handy to me. But Double Tap definitely has its uses, and, you know, they buffed it in Black Ops 2, which was awesome. They made it even better. Did it absolutely need a buff? No, but I'm really glad it got a buff because, you know, it was already pretty good, and then they made it just awesome. So the introduction of perks has definitely changed zombies. I'm so glad that Verruct added perks into the game because perks have been awesome to have in zombies. Some people may not like how the whole map is like pretty tight and there's not really much room to run around anywhere except for just around the entire map because there's a lot of close quarters, but you can kind of run around a little bit, but it's really difficult, and this is actually a pretty challenging map, which I like. I love that this map is a challenge. I hate all these easy maps that they give us. And making tight spaces is just one way that they can make it hard. Not saying it's the best way to make it a challenge, but it does make it a challenge, and I do like Verruct. So in the comments below, I want you to tell me what you did and did not like about Verruct. Tell me if I missed anything that was awesome. Tell me if I missed anything that was terrible. Please leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about Verruct. I'm ReDStrukk, and have a fantastic day.